Speaking Out. Lessons in Life and Politics by Ed Balls. Read by Ed Balls. Preface. Being present at your own funeral isn't all it's cracked up to be. It took place early on the 8th of May 2015, in the living room of a large house in Morley, West Yorkshire. The mourners trooped in one by one to give me their condolences, telling me what a great job I'd done, what a good innings I'd had, and how I'd be remembered. I comforted them and said it would all be okay. I turned to Neil, my election agent, and said, "This is ridiculous. I'm still here." Overhearing me, his wife Jane disappeared into the kitchen and returned with a tray of 30 small sherry glasses, so I could pour out measures of Harvey's Bristol cream and hand them out to my campaign team. We all began to laugh, and when the toast came, it was to the late Ed Balls. I realised how often this happens in Westminster, that when you've held a senior position, and will in all likelihood never rise that high in politics again, the demise of your career is treated like a death. Gordon Brown, Tony Blair, John Major, and now David Cameron have all been able to read definitive accounts of their life while they're still very much with us, as though nothing they do or say after leaving office will ever matter. Over the next few days, as I read some of my own obituaries, I kept thinking, I'm only 48, I'm not dead. I'd come into this life aged 27, giving up a career in economic journalism because I'd finally decided I wanted to be doing it, not just writing about it. And back then, I rather brashly believed that I knew exactly what needed doing. I like to think I was right in some respects, championing Bank of England independence and working to keep Britain out of the euro among them. But in so many others, I had a huge amount to learn. At the end, I'd had 21 good years in politics, but I had to see it that way. 21 memorable years out of a life that will, touch wood, last 4 times that long and contain many more great experiences and opportunities. So, this is my fond farewell to that part of my life, a reflection on what I've learned in those 21 years, recorded while the memories are still fresh. I hope it can reveal something about the realities of political life, how good and bad decisions come to be made, what the modern politician needs to survive and occasionally succeed, and the strange challenge of trying to remain a proper person at the same time as being a politician. There are lots of things I wish I could tell my 27-year-old self, the one who left the Financial Times to go and work for Labour, but he had to find them out the hard way. It was a very different political world back then. No 24/7 news channels, no social media. I'd never sent an email, and the only mobile phone I'd ever seen in the flesh was owned by Gordon Brown, so large that it took 2 hands for him to hold it. It was a world in which there was much less commentary, much more privacy, and much more time to think about how to deal with an issue or a story. There's no doubt that politics is more challenging now because of all the changes since then. We live in an era where trust in mainstream political leaders and parties has slumped to an all-time low. Outsiders to the extremes of right and left have been making the political running. And politics is more short-termist, more populist, more unstable, more risky than at any time in my life, as the current uncertainty over the impact of Brexit makes abundantly clear. But it is now, at a time when politics is more diminished and unpopular than ever before, that we need it most. Whatever else may have changed in the last 2 decades, politics is still essentially the same beast. People put forward ideas, they try to win arguments, they try to gain trust. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And when it's the latter, politics is just as unforgiving as it has ever been. And in the end, for all of the bizarre moments and terrible misjudgments, it is still a noble calling, still a pursuit of important causes, still a profession which needs more than ever the best and the brightest to join it in the years and decades to come. I hope this book will inspire some of them. I hope it will show why politics matters and how it can help make a difference. And I hope too that it will provide some interest, ideas and entertainment for everyone interested in what life is really like inside the political jungle. Part 1. Learning who you are. I discovered much
Sample complete. Ready to continue?